everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to finally be doing my October birthday book haul. So my birthday was October 13th and I just got a ton of books, you guys. I got a ton of books from Book Outlet and then from Half Price Bookstore and also of course from Barnes & Noble. So this is a pretty huge haul. I've got 36 books to show you guys. Yeah, 36. So you might want to pause and get a snack before we begin. Because, yeah, it's going to be kind of a long haul. I will try to get through it as quick as I can. I'm not going to go too much in depth or the synopsis of each book because then we'll be here forever. But yeah, let's get right into the books. So the first book that I'm going to show you guys is one that actually my younger brother bought me for my birthday. And that is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And it is the illustrated edition. And I am just so excited to finally have this. It is just gorgeous. I love all the illustrations in here. Oh my gosh, I just cannot wait to get to this. So, yeah, finally have the illustrated Sorcerer's Stone. And I know the illustrated Chamber of Secrets just came out as well. So I'm going to have to get that pretty soon as well. The next one I have to show you guys is The Cellar by Natasha Preston. And this is like a psychological thriller YA type book. And I'll just read the back synopsis because this one's actually really short. For months, Summer is trapped in a cellar with the man who took her and 3 other girls. Rose, Poppy, and Violet, his perfect pure flowers, his family. But flowers can't survive long cut off from the sun, and time is running out. So, pretty short synopsis, but it sounds really interesting, and I really want to get to this one. So, the next couple books that I'm going to show you guys are actually Christian nonfiction books. So the first one I got from Barnes & Noble, and this one is Uninvited by Lisa Turkers. And she is also the author of Unglued, which I read, and I actually really like Unglued. And this is her other book, and this one is about when we feel rejected and left out, like kind of, I think it's like how we react to feeling rejected and left out. And so it sounds really good. The tagline says, "Living loved when you feel less than, left out, and lonely." So it sounds really good. A friend of mine actually told me about it. So I'm really interested to get to this one. Next one is The Circle Maker by Mark Batterson. And this one is about bold prayers and praying boldly. And I actually borrowed this from one of my friends, but I haven't yet read it. And I've had her book for a while now. I'm like, I should probably return it because probably not going to read it anytime soon. So yeah, I got myself a copy because I'm not exactly sure when I'll get to this one, but I want to get to it. And then another one, again, I borrowed from my friend and haven't read it yet, so I need to return it. So I got my own copy because who knows when I'll get around to it. But that is The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, and this is singles edition. So yeah, this one is pretty short, so, and the font's pretty big, so I don't think it'll take me too long to get through. But again, I don't know exactly when I'll get to this one. The next book I got is Shadow Cabinet by Maureen Johnson, and this is the third and final book in the Name of the Star trilogy, I believe. No, Shades of London trilogy. The first book is Name of the Star, which I have the first two books. I read the first one, Name of the Star, and I actually really enjoyed it. It's a retelling of Jack the Ripper, but it kind of has a twist. So I really enjoyed that. So now I have all three books in the trilogy, so I need to read the second and third. Next, I got The Iron Cast by Destiny Soria. This is actually historical fiction. Takes place in 1919, which I actually kind of like that time period. And I don't remember too much about what this is about, except that it's it starts off at an asylum, I believe, and I think there's witches in here. Yeah, that's pretty much all I remember from the synopsis, but it sounded interesting, so yeah, I can't wait to get to this one. And I really like the cover. The cover looks cool. I got In a Handful of Dust by Mindy McGinnis, and this is the sequel to Not a Drop to Drink. So yeah, I don't really remember too much what these books were about. I believe they're post-apocalyptic, kind of. There's like, it's in a town where there's not really water around. The water is scarce, and I think that's pretty much all I remember. But I've got both books now, so, and they sounded interesting when I first read the synopsis, but that was a while ago, so I don't remember what they're really about now. The next three books that I'm going to show you guys are part of a trilogy, and that is the Halfback Trilogy by Sally Green. The first one, Half Bad, then Half Wild, and Half Lost. I got Half Bad from Half Price Bookstore, and then Half Wild and Half Lost I got from Book Outlet. And yeah, Ben from Benjamin of Tomes loves the series and raves about it all the time. And so I am super excited to get into this trilogy. It's about, the main character is a witch who's half light witch, half dark witch. And that's all I really know about this trilogy. But it sounds interesting, and I like witch characters, so yeah, definitely can't wait to get to this trilogy, and I have all three now, so I can just marathon through them. So the next book is The Midnight Star by Marie Lu. This is the third and final book in the Young Elites trilogy. I have the first two books in the Young Elites. I've only read the first one so far, but I really enjoyed it when I read it, and I need to finish the trilogy. And the cool thing about this copy is it is a signed copy. So, and I got it at Half Price Bookstore. So yeah, and it's a signed copy. So that's pretty cool. So the next book I got is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. And this is actually an adult book, and it's about witches, and that's pretty much all I really remember about it. But like I said, I love characters that are witches, so I've been wanting this book for a while now, but I just never got it till now, and then I saw it at Half Price Bookstore. I was like, I definitely want to get it, so I did. The next one I got is Nearly Found by El Casimano, and this is the sequel to Nearly Gone, and I don't really remember what these are about other than they are a psychological thriller. That's pretty much all I remember about it. So, and I have Nearly Gone, but I haven't read it yet. Okay, so the next one I got is A Madness So Discreet by Mindy McGinnis, again, who wrote Not a Drop to Drink and A Handful of Dust, which I showed you guys earlier. This is another novel by her, but this one, I don't remember too much of what it's about, except I think the main character is in an asylum, I believe, and I think she's kind of crazy, but I don't remember too much of what's going on with her. So, yeah. But it did sound really interesting when I saw it. I really wanted to check it out. Next book I'm going to show you guys is one that I'm super excited for, and that is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series, which you guys, if you've seen my Throne of Glass review, you know that I absolutely love that book. It has instantly jumped to one of my favorite series of all time. And so I've only read the first one. I need to continue with the rest. But yeah, I cannot wait to continue because I love Throne of Glass, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen in Crown of Midnight and all the rest of the books. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you guys is one that I'm hoping to get to soon. Hopefully in January, because I'm going to be doing a buddy read of this book with Janelle from Mrs. J. Rod Reads, and that is Alumina by Amy Kaufman. And this, I actually don't remember too much of what this is about. If I'm remembering it right, it kind of sounded similar to The Fifth Wave, but don't quote me on that because I'm not entirely sure. I'm bad about remembering what books are about. But this cover is actually really interesting, really cool, because when you take off the dust jacket, you have like all of these like file type things that are crossed out and highlighted, and yeah, it's just a really cool cover. So, and it's like the story I think is told through like interviews and journal entries and articles and all this stuff. So that will be interesting to see how it is. But yeah, I cannot wait to get to this book. So like I said, hopefully I'll be reading it in January. I'm going to do it as a buddy read with Janelle. The next two books I'm going to show you guys are Fairest and Stars Above by Marissa Meyer. These are the novellas to the Luna Chronicles. I got both of these from Book Outlet, and I will say I was a little surprised when I opened up the box and I saw that Fairest was in paperback, because I thought I had ordered the hardcover, but when I went back and looked, I guess I made a mistake, and I thought it was hardcover, but it was paperback. So, yeah, now I've got the paperback, which doesn't go with the rest of my hardcovers, but oh well. Knowing me, most likely sometime later on, I will end up getting the hardcover of Fairest. Then I got Siren Fury by Mary Weber. This is the sequel to Storm Siren, which I have Storm Siren. I have not read it yet. The next two books that I have to show you guys are Emperor of Night and Forest of Ruin by Kelly Armstrong. And this is the second and third book in the Sea of Shadows series. So I have Sea of Shadows. I've not read it yet, but now I have all three books and I can just marathon through them. Next I got Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendar Blake, and this is a ghost story. The main character, I think, is Anna, who's a ghost, and she pretty much haunts this house. That's all I really know about this one, and it is the first book in a duology. The next one is 10 by Gretchen McNeil, and this is, I actually don't remember too much what this is about, but I think it was a psychological thriller / mystery. And the tagline says 10 teens, 3 days, 1 killer. So, yeah, this one looks interesting. I got this one from Book Outlet as well. Next, I got Ash and Bramble by Sarah Prinas? I don't know. But this is an adult retelling of Cinderella. So, yeah, like I said, I'm getting a little bit more into the adult books. And it's a retelling of Cinderella. So, I think it'll be pretty interesting. We'll see. Next, I also got Monsters of Men by Patrick Ness. And this is the third book in the Chaos Walking trilogy. I have the first book, The Knife of Never Letting Go. I have not read it yet. I need to get the second book. I don't have it yet. So far I have books 1 and 3. I need to get the second one. And then I got The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. And again, this is another adult book, and I don't really remember what it's about, except that it's got spies and a library, and that's pretty much all I remember. But it sounded really interesting when I read the synopsis the first time. So, yeah, this will be an interesting one to get into. And then I got Tricks by Ellen Hopkins, and again, I don't remember what this one's about, but it's Ellen Hopkins, and you guys know I've been trying to get all of her books because I just love her writing. So, yeah, it's another one of her books. I'm making my way and slowly collecting all of her books. I got The Darkest Corners by Kara Thomas. And this is, I believe, a YA mystery book, and it is actually the Book of the Month book for December for YA YA Book Kingdom, which is a Goodreads group. And yeah, I actually got to pick the December book of the month, and I went with The Darkest Corners. So yeah, we'll see. That's what I'll be reading in December. Next, I got Canna Rising by Chrisley Cole. I have been anticipating this book since forever, and I'm actually surprised I haven't yet read this. I need to get to it very, very soon, as if you guys have been on my channel before, you know that the Arcana Chronicles is one of my absolute favorite series. I describe it as a supernatural Hunger Games, and I just love the series. And I was actually surprised at how small this book looks. But Cassidy over at Cassidy Fonte did a review for this, and she absolutely loves it. And so I guess it lives up to the hype of the other books, even though it's smaller. So I definitely cannot wait to get to this one, because, yeah, like I said, I'm surprised I haven't gotten to it already, but I'm hoping to very, very soon. So, next one I got is All That Burns by Ryan Garden, and this is the sequel to All That Glows. This one's about fairies, and I just really love the colors of the cover of these books. Next I got Reign of Shadows by Sophie Jordan, and this is her newest fantasy book. Sophie Jordan, if you didn't know, wrote the Uninvited duology, which I love. Uninvited, not so much the sequel, but I love the first one, and I definitely want to read more of her books. And this one, I believe, is fantasy, so definitely cannot wait to get to this one. And then I also got The Yellow Brick War. This is by Daniel Page. This is the third and final book in the Dorothy Must Die trilogy. I have the first two books. I've only read the first one, which I did enjoy, so I need to finish up this trilogy. And then I got A Wicked Thing by Rhiannon Thomas. This is the first book in a new, well, relatively new, first book in a trilogy. This is a Sleeping Beauty retelling where it's 100 years later and Aurora has finally been woken up. And I got this book earlier this year from the library, and I read it and I loved it. And so I read the first two books in the series and I loved them. So I definitely had to pick up the book when I saw it. So the next one I got is The Shadowhunters Codex by Cassandra Clare and Joshua Lewis. You guys know I love and adore Cassandra Clare and all her books, and so I definitely have to get anything Cassandra Clare, anything Shadowhunter related, because I just love the Shadowhunters. So yeah, get the Shadowhunters Codex. And the final book on this huge book haul, we're finally at the end, but the final book that I got was The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon, and this is the sequel to The Bone Season, which I have, but I have not read it yet, and I need to get to it very, very soon. So yeah, now I've got the first and second book. So that's pretty much it for this haul, you guys. I know it's been a long one, so I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. But if you have any of these books and if you've read them, let me know in the comments below which ones you've read and what you thought of them. And I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye.